stay until we soothe our soul. It takes all that.
So let me start the green screen.
Le Screen de Verde.
Okay, you're on, Steve.
Woo, woo, woo! Put on the brakes. Welcome, welcome, boys and girls, children of all ages, kings and queens
Yes, sir.
of the Northeast Kingdom. Woodchucks and chuckettes. That's right, we're back from vacation. Better than ever.
The hard way, huh?
Yeah, the hard way. Oh, and where are we? We are here. That's right. You're watching the wrong sign. You're watching This News to Us. We're Newport, Vermont's oldest TV news. Watch us now. And we got adult themes and adult language, so you've been advised. We got some cussing, but nothing major. Minor, a little minor here, minor there.
If I beat your dog now?
Yeah, beat that dog. Beat that dog. That's my dog, Mohammed. Piss be upon him,
He
as
probably
they
has,
say.
knowing him.
Yeah. Oh,
You know,
man.
I've never seen such a sad-looking dog in my life.
Well, he puts on a different face depending on what he wants to get out of you, you know?
Come on, go.
Oh, we're on the green screen. Mac, come in here, stay with me. We got Sons of Liberty. It was a little flyer they made during the war to show how the Jews won the revolution for us with Claude Rains, who I didn't even know was Jewish. Either that or he's just a damn good actor.
Yeah.
And this is from today's paper. Unbelievable. The fascist pigs want your guns. That's right, boys and girls. They're coming for your guns right here in Vermont. The only state in the country. And who are they using for the boogeyman, Philo?
Akbar.
Yeah, really, the Negroes. They're using the Negroes, okay? Because see, boys and girls, when you don't have any educational opportunities and you live in a slum in a big city like New York or Boston or whatever, you get no education, you've got squat, there's no more jobs because they shipped them all to China. And
Yeah,
so
I
what,
know, China.
yeah, like Bernie shit. So what do? Yeah, I mean, you go to the black market. You hustle, you make a few bucks, you do what you got to do to stay alive, and, you know, you make a few bucks, right? Oh, well, no, now we got them coming up here with automatic weapons, according to Senator John Campbell, Philo.
Who is he?
He's a peckerhead. He's
Well, besides that, we know that. But who is he, really?
he's pro tem. He took Shummy's old pro tem seat in Vermont State Senate.
Okay.
He's a former pig, and he's an attorney, which is, oh man, and he gets about 55 grand a year, I think, is taking overflow cases or something like that from the Windsor County State's Attorney's Office down there in southern Vermont. Philo.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I used to live down there.
Yeah, so he's like tripper dipping. Yeah, according to Campbell. Campbell said the USAT's office cannot always handle all the criminal cases that involve violent felons with firearms. Oh, yeah. We've got the lowest crime rate in 40 friggin' years, and this zipperhead's trying to gin up the fear. And mind you, if you've got access to a computer, Google the Campbells, man. There's an old Scottish saying about the Campbells eating, or not eating, killing their guests. Because you didn't want to go stay with a Campbell because they'd kill you. Anyways, the USAT's office can't do it. Well, I said, get them out of here then. They, hey, we got a $100 million deficit in the state. We're spending about $150 million a year, $200 million on corrections. We're jailing everybody for everything. That woman who just died over in prison there 2 days ago, Terry?
Yep.
She had died of complications from diabetes or something. She didn't get her meds, or I don't know what the heck. She was in for petty larceny. We are jailing women for petty larceny because she had a drug habit and she was feeding it that way. Yeah, oh yeah, so we killed them. We killed her dead. Yep. So
I heard something interesting at the legislative breakfast. Can you hear me okay, Steve?
Yeah, a little louder, por favor.
Okay. Well, they were talking about sending people out of state.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And they're saying that it is actually more cost effective because now John Rogers was saying they figure it costs about 60 to 90,000 to actually house an inmate here. And somebody was saying, well, it costs so much to go to Harvard, and it's about 40. I think it says here 47,000.
Yeah.
So here's what we do: we get a criminal, we send him to Harvard.
Yeah. Let them take care of it.
Or Dartmouth, or Yale, or Princeton, or
Yeah. The creepy league schools. Yeah. This is a bill that has been discussed for the past couple of years. I understand it is very touchy and sensitive issue, said Campbell, a former law enforcement pig and turned lawyer. This is not to take away rights or guns from law-abiding citizens. Whenever they say that's not, that's exactly what it's going to do.
They won't get my gun.
Yeah.
I don't have one.
Well, I got a whole collection. I've been collecting all my life, damn it. And I got because who knows why I'm on the no-fly list. Because of Allahu Akbar, maybe the medical weed registry or whatever. I went to buy a gun a couple years ago. I can't buy one suddenly. And they won't tell me why either. It has everything to do with people that probably should not have guns, like violent felons, Campbell said. So you know what happens? They make everybody a felon. Yeah, that's right, boys and girls. You got over an ounce, boom, felony. An ounce of weed. You got a little junk, boom, you're a felon. And, that's it. He said Vermonters are concerned about the increase in the number of dangerous drug dealers arriving in Vermont to set up business and bringing automatic weapons. Now, mind you, I've been doing this show since 2009. That's almost 6 years, boys and girls, and not once have I seen any automatic weapons taken off anybody. Okay? I got a damn good memory. He should have said semi-auto, but you know what? He's too stupid. He's never been to the rifle range. He's never been hunting. He doesn't know the difference between automatic and semi-automatic because he's an idiot. And the wording of the bill is still being tweaked to meet the needs of Vermonters. Oh, yeah. Only a few people know what the bill says. Until we have it in the final form for introduction, we will wait to explain it. Oh, yeah, and Gun Sense Vermont wants to eliminate the ability of felons and the mentally ill. So that's it. You had a little episode. You were bummed out. You lost a wife, lost your girlfriend, lost your parents, whatever. You spent a little time in the wacko house. Maybe you got drunk one night and you were bummed out. Your girlfriend broke up with you. That's it. You're adjudicated as mentally ill, and you'll never get a firearm again. So that's the way it's going to be. So you know what it's going to do? It's going to deter people from drug and mental health treatment. Don't you think, Philo?
Sure, whatever you say.
Well, I mean, you were in treatment. If you, not you personally, but you were in the treatment business.
That's right.
If you put up barriers to people, it said, well, you'll never own a gun again if you go talk to this guy about your problems. You think they're going to come talk to you about your problems?
Well, probably not. And you started up with something pretty good, but it goes really deep, and I do agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, it might be a small percentage. Who knows? It might be, I would say that the majority of Vermonters grow up hunting and fishing. Unbelievable. And Gun Sense Vermont, that's the people founded by Bloomberg down there, in New York City.
He's gone, isn't he?
Yeah, finally.
Yeah. He was the sixth richest American.
Yeah, he's not gone from the planet quite yet.
That's too bad.
Opponents of the measure organizing too. There's an online petition with 500 signatures pledged hands off our guns and called the background check out of proportion to the few gun-related issues Vermont's had to deal with in its long and prestigious history. I mean, that's true. We even if you we're one of the smallest states population-wise, not size-wise, but even if you account for everything from demographics, from crimes per person, in every statistic, Vermont is low among the lowest of crime in all the 50 states. And the stupid national instant background check. It's not an instant background check. I'll tell you, I went through that one time, Philo, right?
Yep.
I went down to Walmart down in Cow Hampshire. It was tasked to me to get presents, Christmas presents for the needy kids for Christmas one year through our lodge, right? So I said, sure. I took up a collection. I went down. I had, they said, well, we got, here's 6 boys, 5 girls, something like that. And I'd try and get presents that didn't require batteries and would actually the kids might learn something from. So I figured, while I'm there, I'll go buy myself a shotgun. I had a few bucks of my own. It was my money, not theirs, boys and girls. And I know embezzlement is the Vermont state sport.
Be right back.
Yeah, so I go down there and I did this supposedly instant background check to buy a shotgun, And I said, I'll be back in a while. I come back, I don't know, 2 hours later after I'd been through up and down every toy aisle and got every toy on the list that I needed. And lo and behold, bang, I didn't get anything. I didn't get a yay, I didn't get a nay, and I didn't even get the damn form back with my social security number and personal information on it either. Yeah, oh yeah, instant check my butt.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Oh, geez, yeah. The National Institute has worked to block thousands of gun sales to domestic abusers and other dangerous people and licensed gun dealers. But a loophole remains in Vermont laws that allows them to buy guns from unlicensed dealers over the internet and at garage sales with no questions asked. Well, if you can buy a car, you can buy a car from your neighbor. I mean, you can buy, God forbid, unpasteurized milk from your neighbor. Oh, that's a federal offense too. Maybe we'd better clamp down on that. But oh no, you can't buy a gun from your neighbor? I mean, oh man, don't get me going. Well, you've been warned, okay? You've been warned. Watch the papers. And at least they got rid of the hag who brought the gun law up before. Former Representative Linda Waite/Simpson, D, Essex Junction, was one led to outspoken supporters, lost her seat in November. And I'll tell you what, you mark my word, boys and girls, any one of these grubby, greedy weasels that's got their fingerprints on this gun law bill is gonna be, people are gonna remember. You want to turn this state Republican real quick? I'll tell you what, you start taking away guns, Mr. Democrats, it's over. It's over. You think they gave you a run for your money over civil unions? You try taking guns away. And, oh yeah, Jesus Charlie, oh yeah, how do you spell hypocrisy? Yeah, right here. All these, that whole thing with all those people walking arm in arm, Terry, that was all staged. Did you know that?
Nope, I didn't.
Yeah, they went down another street away from all the other people and walked arm in arm because they didn't want to go near the main crowd because they were all worried about security. And they had people there like, the guy from Egypt who's jailed Al Jazeera reporters. They had they had Netanyahu who has blocked reporters from going into the Gaza Strip when Israel was pounding the living crap out of the Palestinians. Oh yeah, free press. Don't get me going. And on the bottom too, they drug out this one, man. Remember that? We went through this cartoon right here a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I said, how would they feel if they depicted Jews like that, with big old beards and them funky Orthodox lock, whatever they are, coming, would they do that to Jews? Oh yeah. And David Cameron there, that guy from Britain. What, did we just forget about him making the Guardian reporters take out their computer hard drives and smash them over that Snowden stuff? Oh, we're supposed to just forget about that. We got a free press. Yeah, sure we do. Unbelievable. And here we are. That's one of our favorite subjects, Lilo.
I'm not even sure. There's just too many.
It's just too many. When drunks attack, yeah, they don't want to make the booze companies pay for the wake of their flood. 2 young men accused of sexually assaulting an incapacitated 18-year-old woman. Now, hey, you can't be out there Cosbying the girls, okay? You take the pudding and the pills and the pills and the pudding, put the pudding and the people in the pills, and they all go to sleep, and then you have some fun. You can't be going Cosby on people. You can't do it. Austin Chagnon, 19, and Alaga Sarek, 18. Oh, yeah, I remember Alaga. Alaga Sarek from the old Sarek farm up the street. You remember them?
Yeah.
Yeah, over the hills in Bosnia way. Yeah, they, now, mind you, the drinking age is 21 when you need to buy it, yet these guys, supposedly, the female told police she received a photo message through Snapchat of a Fireball whiskey bottle on January 3rd. So she went over and went down in the basement and sat around drinking Fireball whiskey and talking. And then the woman's boyfriend called the cops after receiving a text from her phone that suggested she was being sexually assaulted. The message had been sent by the third friend, who police say did not assault the victim. She was transported to UVM after being found unconscious on Sarek's bed. A BAC was administered, and it was .225.
That's just a little high.
Yeah, when the legal limit is .08. And this girl was, 17, 18? Are you kidding me? It's a miracle she's alive. Oh, you like a North Korea? Here he is, right here. It's a fearless leader, Kim Dong-suk face. You look like you have a turnip head. Oh, yeah.
I bet that took years to get that hair like that.
Yeah. You need a moose and your own private people to boost the moose and juice the moose and... Oh, sure. Kim Jong-suk turnip head. Unbelievable. Yeah. He celebrates his unknown birthday. That's right. And, oh, you're going to love this one, Philo. You've heard of air balls in the sports world?
Yep.
Yeah, well, it looks like the Knicks, the people in the front row of the Knicks games, they're covering their heads with shopping bags because they don't want to be seen. That's right, there they are. Hairball.
All I can say is anybody would pay that much money to see an NBA game is nuts.
Yeah, right up front. Yeah, I'd put a paper bag over my head, too.
It's a game for rich people now.
And you know what, Philo? They're not even watching the game. They're all on their stupid little phones.
I know it. Yeah.
Tap, 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 tap. Hey, and where do Ebola fried bats come from, Philo?
Kentucky Fried Ebola?
Close. These ones are made in hollow trees. keep your Ebola fried bats. That's right, boys and girls. You're not going to believe this. This is from Saturday's paper, January 10th. Ebola source. A hollow tree in a Guinea village where the first known victim of the Ebola outbreak died in December of 2013 may be ground zero for an epidemic that's killed more than 8,000 people. And they just found a soldier over at Fort Hood dead, lying in his own puke. They think he might have got the virus. They don't know yet. The virus hides in what are known as reservoirs, such as wild animals that remain unaffected. Researchers think the infected bats living in a hollow tree 160 feet from the victim's home were the source of the outbreak. They theorize that the toddler was the first to die, could have picked up the virus while playing in the tree, or he might have caught and played with an infected bat, or ingested a small quantity of infected bat droppings. And we used to talk about Senator Bat Crap, man. Local children have historically played with the bats and even grilled them for food. Okay, you know what? If you're eating bats, all right, when we've warned you for years and years to stay away from don't eat the bush meat, you get Marburg and Ebola, and there's enough diseases to go around. Don't eat the bush meat. And what do? You go out and fry a bat on a stick. Good for you. Okay, then. You can't make this stuff up.
Well, you can try.
2014, record heat. And look at all the earthquakes from the U.S., boys and girls, in 1 week. 4.2, San Francisco. 4.6 up near Seattle, 4.9 in Idaho, 4.0 and 3.6 in Texas. That town that they're fracking in Texas, Philo, they've had something like, 20, 30 earthquakes in the past week or so. It's insane. And they're saying, well, wonder if it's the fracking. Never had any earthquakes here before. It's nuts. Last year was the world's hottest since records began being kept in the late 1800s, and was also likely the hottest in the history of human civilization, according to the Jap Meteorological Agency. Tokyo is one of 4 that calculate the global temperature. A day after their announcement, the University of Alabama in Huntsville said 2014 was the 3rd warmest in the 36-year global satellite temperature record. but researchers were more cautioned the difference previous hot years measured by satellite, so not statistically different than zero. Data from other weather agencies pointed to an unprecedented ocean warmth as the main driver of the new record atmospheric heat. Okay, now this is for you global warming skeptics, right? This is the second year that they shut down the shrimp season in the Gulf of Maine, and the first year that they shut down cod season. Now, mind you, people have been here since the 1600s, and we've ruined it, okay? We ruined it. We took out the phytoplankton. Oh, and you know the dream speech from MLK?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know, they would have been calling it the bad check speech, because if you listen to it, that's what it's about. He talks about the U.S. giving the Negroes a bad check after the end of the Civil War. And then only towards the end of the speech, this woman in out back says, "Tell him about the dream, Martin, tell him about the dream." So it turned into the dream speech, but I like the bad check speech better. As a matter of fact, you want to read one of his really good speeches, check out Beyond Vietnam. That was the one that got him killed, boys and girls, where he called the U.S. the greatest purveyor of violence on the earth.
No kidding.
Yeah, and guess what? Oh, you know how they hacked into the CENTCOM's Twitter account, Philo?
How?
They found the password. You know what the password was for their Twitter account, Philo?
Nope.
Password.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, go Army!
That's pretty brilliant.
In the Army.
Thought that was in the Navy.
Yeah, oh, sorry. Unbelievable. There he is. You know, when Snowden gives secrets, all this fact-gathering crap, when he gives it to the press after he's cleaned it up and everything, well, you know, he's has to go on the run. He's still hiding out in Russia. When General Petraeus does it, Dianne Feinstein comes out and says, well, you know, he's a good general and he's done so much good, and look at all that good work he did in Iraq. Who cares if he gave his, secrets to his girlfriend, you know? He doesn't have to he doesn't have to go before a court. Oh, yeah. Oh, sure. He's been leaking, Petraeus, they recommend he face criminal charges for passing classified information to his former mistress, Paula Broadwell. Petraeus, who's been teaching and consulting since stepping down from the CIA, has kept a low profile since leaving government service. Yeah, well, you know, that's what happens when you drink, boys and girls. You know, some nights you have a little one too many, and next thing you know, you're giving your mistress, all our secrets. They're secrets. I can tell you, but I'll have to kill you. And here we are. Oh, yeah. Islamic State won't give up on Kobani. We bombed and killed 1,000 militants, you know, but our bombs are good. Our bombs are noble. Our bombs, the USA has the sweetest smelling bombs on the planet. Well, I'll tell you, when one of our bombs comes down and kills you, well, you don't even know you're dead. That's how good they are. Yep. War. Plenty for war, nothing for the poor. And we wonder why these folks get mad at us. You know, I hate to classify them as Amish people with AK-47s, but that's what they look like with the beards and all. Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! That's right, you know. I mean, if you're going to be a religious separatist or whatever in the United States, you know, I mean, you go out and get a buggy and live off the grid like the Amish people do. These people, no, they want to take down, you know, it's like, yeah, you agree with us? Well, you know, it probably has absolutely nothing to do with us taking all their oil and ruining their countries one by one. Every country where we had a black site, okay, Tunisia, Libya, Syria, Egypt, every place we had a CIA black site. And black site means where they took people off the streets of Europe, whatever, and tortured them. Every one of those places, every one of those countries has seen a revolution. Hey, it is Rupert Murdoch. The Empire Strikes Back. And, oh yeah, they've got They've got a mad beater over in Burlington, Philo. He follows the girls home from the bars, and then he knocks on their door, and then when they come to their door, guess what? He's out there in like a trench coat or something, jerking the gherkin. Can't make this up.
I haven't heard that in about 30 years.
Yeah, it's like Wednesday, January 14th. That's today's paper. The Chittenden Unit for Special Investigations. Now, mind you, that's the same CUSI that Officer Kinney worked for, the guy who stole all the heroin, and we got, and all the other stuff, and the weed, and guns, and everything else from the evidence locker. Yeah, that's QC. Remember them? A series of suspicious incidents happened in Burlington. 2 separate occasions there. Young women, the suspicious man knocking on their door in the early morning hours. One was January 5th, the other January 12th. Upon opening the doors, a woman said they found the man standing outside, masturbating in plain view. The women were able to close the doors without being approached by the man and immediately called the authorities. In both cases, the woman had just walked home from the downtown area. Okay, late at night, early in the morning, downtown. What would they think that would be, Philo?
I don't know, but I like that guy's white hair.
Yeah.
What the hell was that?
He's playing Julian Assange.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, let's see. If he follows them from home from some downtown establishment, I would guess that it was a bar. I'm not thinking churches don't have mass at midnight, do they, every day?
As far as I know, it's only on
Xmas.
Christmas Eve is the only one that I know of, and I don't even think they're doing that anymore.
Yeah, so, okay, it's not church. It's probably not a sewing circle. It's probably not City Hall. I would guess that they were bars. And here we are. There's Big Mame made the paper, but he didn't get quoted. There he is, Mame. You, yeah. All the mayors are down there putting their heads together, saying that there's no adults in the room. Don't you love that? Don't you? Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Let's see. Vermont has too many school districts, the state's 8 mayors said Tuesday as they called on the legislature to reform school spending. The mayors are pushing for education funding reform, including restraints on school spending during this leg session. Their second priority is to protect Lake Champlain and other stormwater. Yeah, pollution. You know what? They're talking about making a tax for you and me and every other Vermonter to pay for these farm sploogers, these pus bucket herd of dairy scumbags who hire illegal aliens. We're going to have to pay for them polluting the damn lakes and rivers. Oh, yeah.
You know, your voice almost matched that guy's gestures.
Yeah. Hello, Akbar. Okay,
by the way, did you see, what was his name? Nelson got fined?
Oh, yeah.
45 grand.
Yeah, Nelson got fined for being sloppy. The other guy, Lawson, got fired over there for, antibiotics and all kinds of chemicals or something in the meat. Ah, yeah, good, wholesome dairy. Not. Get your pus. Love that pus. Remember, there's the SCC, there's a somatic cell count, an allowable level of pus in every glass of milk. Let's see. Frankly, this may be incendiary, but someone needs to be the adult in the room, said Rutland Mayor Chris Louros. Oh, yeah. Go back to Rutland, fool.
What are you going to do for excitement there? Go downtown and watch somebody pump gas?
Yeah. Or go in the alley and watch them shoot some heroin. Oh, there goes John Brown to the gallows. That was a good movie. That was Errol Flynn, Ronald Reagan. I think it wasn't
Reagan that got killed.
Yeah. John Brown. That was the guy who started the Civil War right there, boys and girls. And I've been to Harper's Ferry where he had his famous raid. On water quality, the mayor said they want a stormwater protection system funded by contributions from all Vermonters, that's you and you and you and me and you and them, rather than relying on cities and city businesses. Okay, so you guys, you jackalopes generate the stormwater. You do nothing about the farmers splooging the crap right into this lake. I've seen it You go halfway up the hill right here from this studio. There's a road that goes up to this giant hayfield, and you've seen it. I had video of these guys spraying that liquid crap right before the rainstorms come, and it comes down to Lake Memphremycock. And what are they saying? Oh, yeah, the lake's aging prematurely. What happens when you age prematurely, Philo?
You get all wrinkled up.
Yeah, you die. The end. That's it. The lake is dying. It's a nice way of saying it. Oh, it's aging prematurely. No, it isn't. It's dying. It is dying. Oh, yeah. Education, finance, water quality overlap on the local level.
Hey, Steve, what is this you got on here?
Oh, I think that was a skit from, one of those...
Saturday Night Live?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh.
Hey, and everybody remembers Gruber's name, right, for consulting? Getting all that consulting gravy train money, Philo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's a couple more. $81 million the CIA spent to give these two psychologists named Jessen and Mitchell torture tips for the CIA. So if you can remember Gruber on Fox News, just remember doctors Jessen and Mitchell, because they got $81 million to give torture tips.
Okay.
Oh, sure. They, according to Doonesbury here and the interweb, they hired these two psychologists, Dr. Jessen and Dr. Mitchell, to develop and run their torture program, for which they were paid $81 million. Yet what can all the right-wingers and conservative... Oh, Gruber this and Gruber that, Gruber. Yeah, $81 million to torture people. Mac, he's not going to give you any food, Mac.
Coffee cream.
Yeah, that'll work. Oh, and here's the Eggman right here. That's right. He's leaving. He's a Fedwell. Look at that guy. Don't he look Fedwell to you?
That's me.
That's one of the... I didn't make that one up. That's from one of the locals. It turned me on to that.
Here comes Mac.
Yeah.
What did you do with the poor dog? He won't scratch anymore.
Tim Donovan. I don't know, man. Maybe I have to have... If I wash him, it'll come back. Yeah, here it is. Right here. Shrimp shutdown. The main shrimp season typically takes place in the early part of the year. It was closed in 2014 for the first time in 30 years, and now it's closed now. So, next time your conservative friends say, oh, there's no global warming, well, you know what? There's plenty of global pollution, because half the phytoplankton is gone in the Gulf of Maine. Here it is right here. I'm going to keep this one out. Page 7A from Monday's paper, January 12th. There it is right there. Don't take my word for it. I'm not making it up, boys and girls. Right there. There it is, okay? No more shrimp, no more cod. Because of pollution, warming, and
Mac, get over here. Come here, silly.
And the collapsed phytoplankton. Oh, yeah. Regulators have shut down the shrimp season for 2 straight years because of a collapsed shrimp population. Collapsed, okay? That's called collapse. You people with kids, grandkids, or you people who are kids, ask your teachers. Ask your teachers about that. Say, why aren't you teaching us about that? Oh, and you know what, Philo? Speaking of which, of overpopulation, because that's the reason why there's too many people, boys and girls. There's just too many of them. I saw a great anti-immigration ad about Obama, right? And it was put on. It was really about overpopulation, and it was from Californians for population stabilization.
No, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a mouthful. I'm going to have to look that up when I get home. Californians for population stabilization.
I'll look it up right now for you.
There you go. Awesome, Philo. Ooh, man, we got great help around here. Yeah, again, speaking of overpopulation.
It popped right up here on MSN. What do you want to know about it?
Oh, well, more than I can look up right now, I'll tell you.
Okay.
There's the girl they're looking for, the Muslim girl or whatever.
Yep.
Guess what? She was one of 7 kids that were poor, living out in the slums of Paris. Well, let's see. Maybe if you got with the program and you were like modern and you had birth control, you wouldn't have to have 7 kids. There isn't a woman on the planet that would want to have more than 2 kids. You got to be out of your friggin' mind. You get more than 2 kids or 3 kids, you're going to be broke. And, oh, man. It's nuts.
Why don't you tell us how you really feel, Steve?
Well, we've been dealing with this for a long time.
Californians for Population Stabilization is a nonpartisan, nonprofit membership organization that relies solely on donations. This organization works to formulate and advance policies and programs designed to stabilize the population of California, the U.S., and the world at levels which will preserve the environment and a good quality of life for all. That's who they are.
Yeah. Good. And if we can get the Pope to come around, we'll be all set, right?
Well, I like the job he's doing.
Yeah, he just might. That'd really do it. And here we are. Dilemma emerges in dollar retail
Did you see
fight.
the Philippines are having a bird over him, though?
Yeah.
He doesn't want to use the Pope mobile, and they're afraid he's going to get shot.
Yeah. There's been 2 attacks on Popies in the Philippines. Well, it looks like Family Dollar is versus Dollar Tree and Dollar General. Now, I'm not saying that these dollar stores sell crap, boys and girls, but you know what? They're all full of crap. I know a buddy of mine told me he went down to one of these wacko places and he bought a mop, right? He came home, and it's just a simple metal mop, the pull thing, and it squeezes, right? The thing broke the first time. So, he lives right up the road, so he goes home, he goes back to the store, gets another one. He goes home, tries to mop it up, bang! Second one broke. So he goes back, third time. Third one broke too. He said, you know what? He said, just give me my money back. Just give me my money back. I'll go down to a real hardware store somewhere and get a real one. Yeah, Family Dollar CEO urges acceptance of lower Dollar Tree bid. Because, see, when the Federal Trade Commission wants to get involved in something, they actually can. Levine said his warning is based on new information from the FTC, Federal Trade Commission, which would have to approve any merger. So, every one of these industries gobbles up another, they've had to become approved by the Federal Trade Commission. How many disapprovals have there been? Oh, I'm guessing probably none. And here we are too. Oh yeah, Burlington considers changing mobile park, home park zoning. You know what? If they say it's nothing sinister, trust me, it's something sinister. That's right, boys and girls. Oh yeah, they're trying to zone these trailer park out of existence. Oh yeah. Burlington officials are beginning to consider changing the zoning at Farrington's mobile park, the property it's on track to be sold. The idea to revise the zoning is among 20 potential amendments on a list. Supporters of the medium-density residential zoning, and they'll have to work to preserve the mobile home park as affordable housing. As much as anything that's in the work plan is a placeholder, understanding that there may be a request or need to consider some change given the pending uncertainty for the property and the tenants. David White wrote in an email. No such request has been made. So maybe you can put it in the other disk file. I don't know how much time we got left, but this one's getting a little stale.
I rewound it a little bit.
Oh, maybe could we go fast forward? How long is that? Did that one have the Lebowski on the end?
I got tired of watching the blood squirt all over the place.
Sorry. You can fast forward, see if we get to Lebowski. But anyway,
there we go.
There you go. Akbar. Cool. So, anyways, get this. As much as anything, it's in the work plan as a placeholder, understanding that there may be a request or need to consider some change given the pending uncertainty for the property and the tenants. Yet there was no request for that. So he did it with no request for doing it. Kind of like what's his face? Tristan Coffin III did there for that dirty cop they busted with all the heroin.
Yeah.
Remember, he did the same thing.
Yep.
He granted him, he put in for a motion that it wasn't even applied for. Funny how that works. If you know the right people. Yeah, we're going to screw the trailer people. It's nothing sinister or trying to do anything that really hasn't already done in the past, said Ken Lerner. Oy. Revised zoning, such as a return to commercial zoning, would give park residents more leeway in adding sheds or decks or upgrading their homes, Lerner said. Oh, it's nothing sinister or anything. Oh, yeah. Sure. Right. They're changing the zoning. We got $100 million in the hole. We're in $100 million in the hole, Philo. Guess how much money is owed to us by people and businesses?
Probably a lot more. No, really?
Yeah.
$19,000?
$25 million.
Oh, $25 million. Because
Yeah.
I'm looking at the numbers in the middle. It was 9,000 businesses.
Yeah, 9,000 businesses and 19,000 Vermonters. They just released a list of deadbeats, so you can go on the Vermont Tax Department website and, well, actually it's $175 million in delinquent taxes owed to the state. Wait a minute. It's part of. I didn't get, what the? So it's not $25 million. $25 million is a part of $175 million. Well, duh. I mean, come on. Yeah, I can see one of these things here. It's, oh, where the hell is it? Anchorage Motor Inn. They got one in South Burlington, Shaftesbury, Bristol, Roxbury. Yeah, they all owe us money. Yeah, the No-Tell Motel. Why not, right? And, oh, man. Oh, and here's the black guy. Bad beer. Bad beer killed 52 people. Yeah, there's the black guy with the gun. He's the one that shot up that kosher deli. Go figure.
Well, I can only say, just personally speaking, I don't. Doesn't bother me that they killed 3 of them.
Well, no. I mean, if you're gonna go all mad dog, man, you go mad dog.
Be put down like a dog.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of which, that when I told you about them cutting Social Security disability, for those of you who missed the beginning of the show, they're kind of cut Social Security disability, and I think the sponsor of that rule change. Now, mind you, they've done it 11 times. They've changed the rule 11 times since 1950 to take a little bit out of the SS and put it in SSD for disabled people. The guy who sponsored or did the rule change was Representative Tom Reed out of Texas. And anyways, yeah, so these people, you know, I mean, they're getting droned. I mean, if you want to stop, somewhere the cycle of stupidity has to stop, Philo. You know what I mean?
Maybe. The difference between genius and stupidity is stupidity has no limit.
I mean, come on. If you wonder why people become terrorists, if you're sitting there, you're floating over their village, they get kids with model rockets and blowing people up. And you wonder why they don't like us. I just don't get it. Well, they hate us because we're free. They don't like our freedom. Remember, that's what GW said.
Unbelievable, that guy.
Yeah, war criminal. 52 people die after drinking tainted beer. This is from Monday's paper. Health authorities in Mozambique said 52 people died after drinking contaminated traditional beer. Alex Albertini, the health director in the northeastern Songo district, said Sunday that more than 51 more people were admitted to the hospital after drinking the brew at a funeral on Saturday. Albertini said an additional 146 people have reported to hospitals in the Chitima and Songo areas, both in the northeastern TT province. Okay. Wow. 52 dead people. 52 dead people drinking beer. Good stuff, that booze. Oh, yeah. Union Carbide won't want to clean up their Superfund sites down in they spend billions of dollars down there. Made millions and millions of dollars making batteries down in Bennington, but then when it comes to time, they just crap and run, and they leave a Superfund site full of toxic and heavy metals and stuff, and and then we get to clean it up through our tax money. Mac, come here.
And it's not even the good heavy metal either.
Mac, come here. Mac, you stay with me. Thank you, Mackie. Yeah, frenzy builds up over Pope's to the Philippines. Security is a concern as Francis refuses to use the Pope mobile. 1970, during the first ever papal visit to the Philippines, would-be Ashashin disguised as a priest knifed Pope Paul VI. During the country's the papal visit in 1995, Philippine authorities uncovered a plot by a Muslim extremist to assassinate Pope John Paul II. Oh, and here we are. Remember we were telling you about this SITE, this Israeli, anti-terror website or some crap,
Yep.
Well, they got another grisly video, supposedly. The authenticity of the video, released by Site Monitoring Service, that's SITE, it's part of the Mossad in Israel, could not be verified. The video features two men who appear to acknowledge they work for Russian security. The men claim they were hired to spy on Islamic State, which is ISIL or ISIS, and then a slender youth with shoulder length hair appears to be younger than a teenager, purportedly executes the dealing men with a handgun. Well, it's nice to know they're not cutting off heads anymore. If I had a choice, I'll tell you the handgun may hurt, but you go quick. And here we are. Army's Fort Hood is working with Killeen, Texas. This is from today's paper, the 14th. To police to determine the circumstances of the death of an unnamed soldier who was sent to Liberia to help fight the Ebola outbreak. Medical tests are being conducted to determine the cause of death of the soldier who returned to the USA this month. The soldier died at his home off base. He was found near a pool of vomit, prompting concern about Ebola, according to a DOD official speaking on the condition of anonymity because they weren't authorized to speak publicly. Oh, and also, too, for our corrupt dictators that we've propped up forever and ever, Egyptian authorities have exhausted legal grounds to keep deposed president and dictator Hosni Mubarak, Mubarak in Arabic means congratulations, in detention after an appeals court ordered his retrial in a corruption case. So we have to let Hosni go homey. Okay, Hosni, you can go homey. Unbelievable. Trillions for war, squat for the poor. That's right. The Supreme Court might take up the panhandling law out of Worcester, Mass. This guy says all he wanted was a job. He said he wants a job. He doesn't want to ask for handouts, but I mean he makes 10 or 15 bucks, barely enough for coffee and sandwiches. Good going. We got millions and millions of dollars, for war, but when it comes to poor people, hey, get a job. Yeah, we know there isn't any jobs, but get one anyways. 29 people arrested at the craft house protest. It's just like the Beverly Hillbillies, Philo. Come on in, sit a spell. Go out to the cement pond with Ellie Mae.
Even though she's dead now.
Yeah, she just died. Oh, and did you see, you know the Twilight Zone episodes, Philo?
Yep, some of them.
Yeah. Do you remember the one where the girl is wrapped in gauze after plastic surgery?
Yes.
That girl is Ellie Mae Clampett.
No kidding.
Yeah, the girl behind the bandages is Donna Douglas.
Boy, she was really young then, wasn't she?
Oh, yeah, she was about 18 or something.
What a hag.
1961, yeah. And here we are. This is from The Nation magazine. That's right. For us lefties, The American Way of Torture. Yeah, here it is right there. And you know what? We were doing experiments, boys and girls. Why don't we come out and say it? Let's see. We feared more blows from an enemy couldn't see and evil we couldn't fathom, said CIA Director John Brennan. The agency was directed by President Bushy to carry out a program to detain terror suspects and uncharted territory for the CIA. We weren't prepared. We had little experience housing detainees. Precious few of our officers were trained interrogators. But the president authorized the effort 6 days after 9/11. It was our job to carry it out. In other words, the president told us to do it, and we did as we were told. But we didn't know what we were doing. Okay, then. That's a good excuse, right?
Okay.
Yeah, like the Nuremberg defense. I was just following orders. It was orders from Heimat Security, It wasn't me. It went right up to the Fuhrer. It appears the CIA did not give Bush a full report on the gory details of the secret prison for 4 years, which was plausible deniability that kept him from legal or moral hazard by keeping him in the dark. Now, wait a minute. If he authorized the CIA to go to the dark side, and then they didn't tell him about anything for 4 years, and and then they come back and no, this is not my country anymore.
Nope.
The CIA's code of conduct before 9/11 clearly stated that inhumane physical or psychological techniques are counterproductive because they do not produce intelligence and result in false answers. False answers are what Congress got from these scumbags as they delivered deceptive testimony and destroyed videotapes of the torture. Brennan had to reprimand 5 officers for cyber snooping on the Senate's files. The intelligence committees cannot function if the CIA lies to and spies on them. And speaking of which, Senator Di-Fi thanked personally on her website, thanked Jennifer Barrett for helping out with the CIA and the torture stuff. We don't know if this is the same Jennifer Barrett that just kind of waltzed in here and ran for election as a Republican last fall. But, I'm thinking there might be a connection because they're spelled identically the same.
Maybe you should ask her.
Yeah, think about it. A Vermont Republican is like a Vermont Republican, is like a Texas Democrat. Yeah, so anyways, the intelligence camp, see how the system broke down? Look how it was set up. 40 years ago, Colby had a fateful conversation with Seymour Hersh in 1974. Colby tried to argue that the family skeletons are best left in the closet. But Seymour Hersh's page 1 headline read, "Huge CIA operation reported in U.S. against anti-war forces and other protesters in the Nixon years. The CIA had been spying on the Americans in violation of its charter." And that's what they're doing now, and we're okay with it. Nothing's going to happen, But let's call it what it is. It's human experimentation. During the Cold War, German scientists and doctors with Nazi records and new identities were brought here during paperclip. And in 1953, the CIA established MK Ultra, involved hypnosis, electroshock, LSD, evolved into experiments in psychological torture, and then they backed off for a while, and then they started doing it again, Oh yeah, they only have hoods on them and stuff, but here we are again. This brings us back to Doctors Mitchell and Jessen, the guys who got the 81 million.
They're like Smith and Wesson?
Yeah. I can't even read it. It'll make me puke, and the last thing I want to do is puke, okay?
Okay.
But, here's, this is from Rolling Stone, too. This is from this week's or month's Rolling Stone or whatever, the one with Nicki Minaj on it. Yeah, see, I'm hip to what you kids are up to on your interweb with your thingies and your flip-flop music and stuff like that. And here it is right here.
Sorry for you, man.
Yeah, hip-hop, flip-flop, whatever. The war on drugs is burning out, and there's Lincoln in his memorial sitting there smoking a big spleef. Yeah, leading the ballot box from Alaska to D.C., Americans are charting a path to a saner national drug policy. And you can read this on rollingstone.com.
Okay.
Yeah, ever since Ronald Reagan, man, we just ballooned our prisons. We imprison more people than any other. The dictators, Red China, North Korea, you name it. We have more people in jail than any country, and per capita. Oh yeah. So, anyways, it's just nuts. It's nuts. Measure 2 faced opposition in Alaska from Frank Murkowski, but the No campaign stumbled when a spokesperson conceded in a debate that pot is indeed less harmful than booze. A point the Yes campaign seized on, plastering stickers reading, "Our opponents agree," on billboards and touting cannabis as safer than wine, beer, or whiskey. It's about time. I've had it. We've had it, Are we a free country or not? Yet, John Campbell wants to lock up more black kids, though. And speaking of locking up people, there's an article in here about the cocaine cops. That's right. Because, see, this happened during the alcohol depression, boys and girls. The judges got corrupted, the cops got corrupted, lawyers, prosecutors, everybody got corrupted when there was money and illegal stuff. Everybody. It's mind-boggling. And also, from High Times, too, that would be this one. You know, I hate to use this as a source, but they do find even a blind pig finds a chestnut now and then. And we know it's a neuroprotectant. If you go to U.S. Patent 660507 or whatever, the weed patent, new research proves that pot provides neuroprotection against traumatic brain injury, with THC actually limiting the presence of toxic chemicals while decreasing swelling in the brain. The LA Biomedical Research Institute investigated 446 TBI patients. TBC, you can look it up on the internet. Okay, there's one. And what was the other one? I got 2 weeks worth of news here, boys and girls. Bear with me. And here it is. Contras, cocaine, and the CIA. That's right. It's a film called Freeway Ricky Ross. And not the new Rick Ross. This was the old Rick Ross. And this is what happened. See, the Nicaraguans kept getting off. Here it is, right here. This guy, Gary Webb, was in court, and he was reporting that the Nicaraguans kept getting off on major cocaine busts. Right, Philo?
Yep.
And so that's when he started looking into it, and it went right down to the CIA and the Contras and South Central LA. Ricky Ross expanded his business, sometimes selling $1 million worth of coke in a single day. And the Nicaraguans began funneling cocaine through Ricky Ross into the hands of the urban poor. Camera 2, por favor, camera 2.
By the way, 2 minutes to Admiral Akbar.
Okay, good. Thanks, Philo. And let's see, we'll go to the environment again. Oh, yeah, this is another one from Doonesbury. You gotta love this. Excuse me, sir, are you a vet? He sees the guy in the bar, right? Yeah, just for the naysayers. Thanks, Philo. He says, yeah, I am, Iraq. Well, I want to thank you for your service. Thank me? What for? The war was a disaster. Iraq's now crawling with thousands of terrorists. Are you sure you're actually feeling grateful? Well, I thought so, but now I'm feeling uncomfortable and anxious and depressed. Welcome to my world, says the vet. Really? Okay, a connection then. Yeah, here it is. Shrimp vessel sought for research. That's right. And the magnetic field is weakening. We've got dying monkeys all over the planet.
Minkies.
Yeah, minkies. This is from the year in review. I'll save it for next week if I can. Hottest year ever. The magnetic field is weakening. It's headed, the North Pole's headed towards Siberia. We've got wind disease, Ebola, dead minkies. It's not looking good.
Admiral Akbar is about to land.
It's not looking good for the old environment. And here it is. Warming, last but not least, warming, acidification, and nutrient runoff from the mega dairy splooge farms. That's what's killing our oceans. Okay, and once again, you've wasted a perfectly good hour watching this a stupid show. Macca, come on up and say goodbye to the good people. Up. And hopefully we'll see you next week. And until then, get down and pray to the invisible sky god of your choice. And get down on your hands and knees and go, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Mac, you dog, Muhammad.
Good night, folks.
We're gonna stay until we soothe our soul. If it takes all night long. Come on and let the good times roll. We're gonna stay until we soothe our soul. If it takes all night long. The evening sun is sinking low. The clock on the wall says it's time to go. But I got my plans and I got plans for you. I'll tell you exactly what we're all gonna do. Get in the groove and let the good times roll. We're gonna stay until we soothe our soul. If it takes all night long.